I think Nirbhaya was a victim.
Heroine, victim.
A victim.
Heroine, victim. Heroine, mascot.
Mascot.
I raise my arms to the sky. On my knees I pray. I'm not afraid anymore. I will walk through that door.
I don't like the terms victimization or empowerment. To me, they are useless terms, because victimization seems to suggest that you only have victim status, that you have actually no agency, that in some sense women are passive bodies on which victimization happens. Violence happens to them and they simply lie there. And I think that once you have that model, you've stopped the whole idea of political protest, you've stopped the idea of people taking action. So women should take very active action, whereas the idea is to get them to talk about this, to get them to take action, to get police stations to file FIRs, to get women to be able to not feel ashamed when they're harassed or feel intimidated or feel like they shouldn't do anything about it, because most women in Delhi, you ask them, how do you deal with the fact that you can't walk the streets without being harassed all the time? And they say, oh, we are used to it. So this idea of immunization, that you get used to people harassing you, is something that's unacceptable. And so once you get out of the victim mode and say, oh, we are just used to it, this is what Delhi is, then you change that culture and you don't let people do that to you, and that's the way forward.
Each vulnerable group finds it that much harder, the angle of difficulty in accessing rights is that much more.
Like you tell your boyfriend or your girlfriend, look, I don't like you pushing me around, I don't like you pulling me, it's a problem. It's the potential for sexual violence tomorrow, for domestic violence tomorrow. Don't push me around. Now unless you start having this kind of conversation where you're not putting sexual violence outside there on the rapist, but in you, nothing's going to change.
She was definitely a victim. She died because of whatever happened that night. But yes, obviously it's sad. But it's true that in India we need a hit in order for action to be taken.
Definitely she was a victim. People do pass comments on her character after her death that वो रात को 9 बजे अपने बॉयफ्रेंड का साथ घूमी.
निर्भया जो है वो पीड़िता नहीं थी, उसको पीड़ित कर दिया गया और पीड़ित करने के बाद समाज के लोगों ने उसको हीरोइन बना दिया.
In my opinion, I think she was a victim because, look, despite her wanting to live after everything, do you honestly believe the society would have, let her live her life like that?
To an extent, yes, she was treated as a mascot, but that was only by the media because they got fodder so that they could get whatever, TRP and everything.
The empowerment paradigm, on the other hand, I have equal problems with, because empowerment is this sort of state language of feminism, where we say you give a woman a scheme or an inventive and you say, now you're empowered, now you have this in your hand, now you go forth and sort of conquer the world. Whereas the point is that empowerment is a useless word, because it seems to suggest that it's an arrived state, you're empowered now, no one can touch you. Whereas none of us are ever empowered. The world out there is full of crackpots with all kinds of ideas about who you are, what your identity is, what your gender is and everything, and you've got to deal with that and actively be aware of it and take action against it. It's not just about, so empowerment can't be something that you simply get and you put it in your purse and you walk around with it. You have to fight it every day of your life.
It cannot be that we just talk about justice in retrospect. We have to talk about the justice of prevention. We have to talk about an equality of justice across the board, between the rich, the poor, the educated, the illiterate, the marginalized, the non-marginalized.
It's all about putting the onus back on the woman. Don't go here at night. Don't wear this. See that the road has lights and walk only on those roads. So basically what are you saying? You're telling the woman, look, there are ways in which you can prevent being raped. So rape is going to happen. I'm talking about the need to fight for, okay, so if street lights you think are important, fight for street lights. Make the government and the local administration in your area give you street lights on a road that you think is dangerous. That's it. I mean, look at Delhi University. You lock up women in their hostels after 7 o'clock. How does that make sense? They're not the problem. The problem are men. Lock up men after 7 o'clock. And let the women go out. They're not doing everything to each other.
Empowerment basically, according to me, is giving somebody the courage to do something they could not earlier.
एक लेडीज ने तो मर्द को जन्म दिया है, लेडीज से ही तो वो बड़ा बच्चा बन के बड़ा हुआ है, सब कुछ हुआ है। जब लेडीज एक बच्चा बना मर्द को जन्म दे सकती है, तो लेडीज उस मर्द को खत्म भी करना चाहती है।
Women empowerment means, I think, the right of a woman to choose what she wants to in life. Right for like choosing anything, her career, the kind of education she wants to have, the kind of anything, her career, her education, her life, her marital life, or whatever life, whichever sphere of her life she.
I guess everyone should feel safe in our country, and people should respect each other as human beings, not as women, men. But there has to be some sense of respect.
This is a perfect example of neighborhood syndrome. A whole group of people will see a horrific crime being committed in front of their eyes, and everybody will wait and watch for the neighbor to do it. And in the end, actually no one will do it. We are not geared to public response.
Not be made safe, it's supposed to be safe. And why are there like binaries that, okay, this place is not safe for women and a guy can go out anywhere he likes with nothing happening to him? Whereas, girls need not step out of the home after 8 o'clock.
It was whatever took place in a public bus. That is one of the most safest places. But it was the people whose mentality made the place unsafe. Not the place wasn't unsafe actually.
So if I happen to be the sister of a rapist, and if I go out in the streets and I get eve teased or whatever, and I land up at my neighborhood cop station, the cop is probably going to turn around and say to me, "Arey tum kya karne aayi ho? Tumhare to bhai ne XYZ." Now the fact is that's my brother. It's not me.
The laws should improve drastically. There should be PCR vans everywhere in Delhi, every lonely stretch. I don't see that happening. Still people are lax about it. Still men of India stare. Still a lot of rapes go unreported.
Perpetrator, you have a confession, and all you have to really do is to go through then the motions of the trial, which is pretty much an open and shut case to that extent. Then why would it take so long anyway?